friends, once again welcome to my channel Apoorvspeaks AAR. Today we are going to discuss class 6 science chapter 6 part 1, which is separation of substances. So I'll just start the slideshow mode for your better view. Okay, now it looks like I'll have to swap it. Okay. Mixture. A mixture is made up of two or more than two pure substances. These pure substances are called components of the mixture. So a mixture is basically something which is made up of two or more substances, because of course you're gonna mix something when you have two things like milk and chocolate powder. Similarly means milk plus chocolate powder is equals to a mixture of chocolate milk. So we'll need to show the taskbar and then enter. So I'll just use Winboard for as a whiteboard. So we understood that we need at least two things or components to make a mixture. Okay, just a second. Okay, for example, like I said, milk plus not equals to milk plus chocolate powder is equals to chocolate milk. Okay, now that was simple to learn. So the next topic says, and yes, the things, the substances which we use to form a mixture are called components of the mixture that we are forming. Now mixtures are everywhere around us. It can be either a solid mixture, a liquid mixture, or a gas mixture. For example, we discussed the chocolate milk as the liquid one, and like for solid examples, the fruit salad and the dry fruit mixture, etc. Like the gems packet you have seen, there are multiple colors: purple, green, red, pink, yellow, orange, and so many of them. So these are the mixture of different things. In some cases, we can easily see the different components of mixture like the fruit salad, while in some cases, we cannot see the components. So in some of the things, we can see the components like the fruit salad, and in some of the cases, we can't, like if I mix some sugar in milk, okay. Now, if I do that, the sugar will completely dissolve in the milk. So only if I drink it, I'm gonna know that this milk is mixed with sugar. Otherwise, I'll just see and tell that, oh, this is simple milk. But without tasting, we can't tell if it is soluble in water or milk or any other liquid. Oops. Reasons for separating mixture into their components: to remove an undesirable component, to remove a harmful component, to obtain the pure sample of a substance, to obtain useful content. Like you can see here, there is used In Hindi we say chutney. I don't remember the name, what we say it in English. So it is basically used to, you can say that, purified tea from the tea leaves. Okay, so I just did some Google Translate and I found that it is said tea filterer. And here you can see a person is just using his fingers to remove the black seeds from these white some kind of seeds. Okay, say hello. Okay. Methods of separation. When we want to separate the components of a mixture, we should first find out some properties which would be different from different components, like methods of separation. So when we want to separate the components of a mixture, we should first find out some properties which, okay. So some of the common methods of separation are threshing, which is used to separate grains from their peels. Winnowing is, I think, used for, it is also the same method, I think. And hand picking, like in the last slide I showed you, this is hand picking where my mouse pointer is. And then sieving. Okay, now sieving is something that is an example of this too, this one, a different type, and so many different types like magnetic separation. Okay, this we'll further see in, okay, in, I made a slide. Okay, here you can see the iron fillings and sulfur, but with the magnet I can pull the iron fillings and purify the sulfur. Okay, moving back to where we left. Okay. Now decantation, sedimentation and filtration, we all know, we started learning it from 4th class. Evaporation and distillation. Okay, these are also some of the easy parts. It is threshing. It is the process in which stalks are beaten to separate grains from the stalk and from the chaff that covers the grain. This is done by hands with the help of cattle or by machine. Here you can see this is how it is done, and this is done by cattle. This is done by hand. Both are the same methods, but they are done in different ways, two different ways. Okay, so I can see some tractor. Okay, I understood it. So there are three methods actually, like these are done by hands with the help of cattle or by machines. Hands, cattle, and this is by machine. Okay, here the green plant is inserted. When it is ready to harvest, it is inserted, and here you can see in this machine, after it is done, this machine blows out the ready grain. Winnowing. After winnowing, we get a mixture of grains and husks. To use grain husk, just a second, to use grain, just a second. I think that there is something wrong. Just and the slideshow. Okay, so we were over here, I think. So I can't. Okay, to use grains, removed. Husk has to be removed. Winnowing is the method of separating husks from grains. Okay, so in the first part, we learned about that how we can separate them by hands, either by cattle or by machines. And then after separating, you can see there are these hairy things, but we just want green. So winnowing is a process from which this hairy thing or the dried plant can be separated from the useful grains. Okay, I think we have left something. Okay, winnowing is the method of separating husk from grains, wheat, rice, with the help of wind. Okay, now you must have seen your mother using something like this. Okay, this is called a soup in Hindi. Wow, I remember something delicious.